every way. Enjoy that I fight support. No matter the role you play, nutrient pack supplement for you and me. In your body, that I fight you.
Darvite nutritional supplement is loaded with essential multivitamins, minerals, and natural ingredients that helps you to be at your best. Darvite from LB Pharma. Darvite, love yourself.
Welcome back. Last week we actually had a serious talk on the health consequences of sexual and gender-based violence on the individual and, of course, the society. We're talking about the way forward. And Auntie Landa, popular Auntie Landa, the Dr. Yolanda Judge David, actually schooled us, said so many things about sexual-based violence, not only the females, even the males involved. And she actually opens, I don't want to use the word, a keg of gunpowder. So many things were revealed to the extent that a particular family, the father, was actually abusing the daughter to the mother's knowledge, up until when she had the third child. Auntie Landa ensured that the father and the mother got arrested, justice for the female, and actually cooling off at the Kirikiri prison. Not only cooling off at Kirikiri prison, she still went in her good mind. She still continues to go there to visit them, to give counseling.
Well, not just him, all of them. We have to do that. We have their family now. Arrested doesn't mean that
we are enemies. Exactly. So these are some of the things that we discussed that last week. So we have said that this week we'll continue. So from where we stopped last week. So Auntie Landa, you talked about how the father and the mother have been in prison, and the daughter now in the UK, the girl in the UK. Yes. How are the children doing? Because we need to talk about the health implications, the consequences, the impact on the children.
The children are thriving. One thing, like I said to her, we call her Favor because we don't want people to know her name. Yeah. Yes, and because like initially she didn't want to have anything to do with Nigeria or any of that, but she is coming back, and by God's grace, in a couple of years, there's a whole lot. Her story is not mine to tell, and that's one of the reasons why I have, as much as I publish a lot of the stories, I have kept her story out of, because her children are doing well, they are thriving. The first baby she actually had when she was 12 is the smartest of them all. Wants to be a pilot. And another family who we had catered to their needs, because we have free counseling sessions in the foundation. So one of the support days they had come, they saw the children, they cater for them, they take care of their needs and everything. They actually even sponsored her last visit to come see her babies and all of that. They are doing well. That family is now in Canada, and children are thriving. They are doing well. Now, she's one of our success stories, but I need to let you know that how many of them can we rescue? How many of them can reach out to us? My DM is filled daily with a lot of cases, a lot of people. We have rescue teams in 36 states in Nigeria and out of Nigeria. We work in Libya and other places, Riyadh and so. Now, Lagos is a success story because we have agencies now that are doing the work that we can refer to, we can call, we can push. We go to special courts, we can fight. We had success with Baba Ijesha, we had success with...
Oh, you were involved in Baba Ijesha's
Yes,
case.
It was our petition, yes, and all of that. So, all of those cases. When Baba Ijesha was in Panti, we're feeding him. We're catering to make sure you have to follow. That's the thing. There are a lot of people that want to advocate, but there are no funds and the ability, and then to continue. And the torture, a lot of my staffers have gone through hell just because they are trying to push for one case. We had one pastor that was abusing members, and now he's also in jail, still appealing his case. But I remember his members came to our office in Chevron and were trying to pull down the gate and everything, trying to burn themselves, not my children.
Dr. Yolanda, that takes me to the next question.
Yes, please.
Aside from you educating us about the health consequences of sexual and gender-based violence.
Yes.
What's the most challenging thing about your job?
Funding. Funding, and why I say funding is because security is expensive, counseling is expensive. We have specialized cases, and so some of our children are special needs children. Some of our children cannot be in our shelter. Some of our children need social integration.
Sure.
Some of them need to be pulled out of the system totally because the system has failed us, whether we like it or not. You asked me about the most interesting,
challenging.
Yes, that was about the case, and I spoke about favor. But the case I failed, and that is my one failure. That is the reason why I say to people now that I will never disappoint anybody again. Was when we rescued child trafficking case. 6 girls were trafficked. They brought them to Lagos, heavily pregnant. A trafficker had paid to buy their children.
All 6 of them.
All 6 of them. They were 40 weeks pregnant in a hospital. Someone knew of Atlanta, what Atlanta does, and had called. By the time we went to rescue, the case was handled. Police, it was, see, I have trust issues because a lot of agencies have failed us. So even though I was working with police and I have a good relationship with police, when police was saying to me they wanted to keep these girls, because the trafficker had said to me, collect so and so money because politicians and people have paid for these babies. And I refused to collect, and I felt if I live with police might tell me stories and there's nothing I can do, even though we've had a lot of success with the same police.
Exactly.
So I now decided to trust the government agency. And I called and I gave them information. They came, the government truck. I told them, well, the girls are with me. I called someone from UN. They did the interviews. Like the UN lady was crying because there was a 15-year-old girl and a 17-year-old girl that was pregnant. They have paid for their baby 600,000. They were there with me. And then I was the one that called the government agency. I said, CEO, I don't trust my biggest mistake. These are the people, they are here with me. And she said, oh, where are they? I gave information. I even told them that labor has started. Oh. I am at Lagos Island Maternity Hospital. They've asked me to pay almost 1 million. Tell them that you guys are government people. Tell them to pay, to give me discount because it's from my pocket. They said no. She said no, that she cannot talk to her PS, so that it's PS that will help me. But best she can do is I should tell her where the children are. I told her everything.
Don't tell me that was
on Friday. On Saturday morning, she just came with vehicles. Said she wanted to see them. Next thing said she was ready the place that her PS said they should come and carry the children. Came to carry children. The ladies were begging me, saying, "Atlanta, don't take me." I had called. People called them. So this is Atlanta. This is the work she does. She's taking care of this. She said no, that they have to put these children in a government place and blah blah blah. And she kept on saying, "I have the recording." She kept on saying she's here for the babies. And then someone from police called and said, "We want these people to go to court. These traffickers, that is our evidence." And Landa is taking care, using her money. Said no, that if they need the children, they will come and. So I got so irritated that day because I said, you have no idea about this rescue. And when they were carrying these girls, the girls were saying, Atlanta, you promised us that they will sell us back to this. Because the trafficker had told me if I don't collect money, she's going to go to Alausa, she's going to go to police. She will go she told me already.
So it's a she.
The trafficker, yes. The trafficker is a she. She has a cabal, a big madam. I even spent money. We caught one of the people who is her middleman and everything. And she was trying, police was ready to charge this lady to court. It was a done deal. My evidence, my job, what police needed me to do was to make sure these girls that we can appear in court with our evidence. Because evidence was always getting missing.
Yes.
They called me from this government agency 3 weeks later. I had said I was shutting down my shelter. I was not doing. People were calling me from government, everything. I did not care. I was like, I'm using my money. I'm taking care. Other states were willing to help. Other places, other countries were calling on me. So this rubbish, this. Then the lady calls me and says, are you Atlanta? I said, yes. Well done for the job you are doing. Those are your children that they came to carry. Government called the agency. Came to carry from your foundation. And they carried children from Chevron and took them to a place in Ayobo. That the children, the pregnant girls and the ones that have newborn, they carried all their load because they took all the loads. When children come, we give them clothes and everything. Say they carried the load and they jumped over the fence and they have escaped.
Ah no, that's.
I was like, hello,
Pregnancy.
what? What are you talking about? Because all of them were 40 weeks when I rescued.
Exactly.
So 3 weeks later, if they are saying they've not delayed, yes,
so
they are already.
way.
How did they cry? Then two that did C-sections with newborn baby. Say they even stole our beverage. I said, sorry, who am I speaking to? Madam, call the government people, because these people said when they came, they even brought your dresses and the beverage. I was like, I was lost. I started calling. They now said I should come to the office. They want to discuss with me and everything. They said they were going to do an investigation. That I should not go. Then let Lagos not burn.
So today,
what happened?
Under your
so
care.
what happened?
Missed under the
summary.
government care.
Maybe tomorrow, if this thing ends, they're going to call me and say, Atlanta, we told you not to talk about it. I've still not mentioned names. I'm still my church mind. But it's my failure. It's my failure. And no, you need to understand, when they were carrying those girls in Chevron, those girls were saying, Atlanta, they say you help people. And this woman saw the girls I had brought in their empowerment items from the factory, the ones that needed grinding machine, the ones that needed that. I had spoken to their parents in the Akwa Ibom. Their parents were like, it's because we were hungry. So I was giving them the same money they wanted to sell the babies, and they were going back home to continue their trade with empowerment items.
Where they are right now.
Show me where the girls are. If you like, take the babies. Let's just know. The girls never went back to their village.
Yes,
I'm sure that will.
And then someone in that home told me, and LANDA, nobody came. They came with their vehicle. It was printed. They came to carry the girls.
No.
And
so
it was one of the girls. And so since then,
that is very traumatic.
Since then, it's now very impossible for me to trust even the systems that are supposed to change, because it was my trust that actually left. And that's the reason why we now had to create more stringent rules. And then even as strenuous as it is right now, even if you want to kill me, like that child that I rescued, we are going to sleep in the same place. We'll stay in the same place. But I had to lose 6 girls. And the children that till date, we don't know. This is like 4 years. We don't know. So this 2024, 2021. We don't know what happened to them, where they are. They say they are doing an investigation. Nobody's talking to you. Government has even changed. A new person has stepped into that.
Atlanta, this is very heartbreaking, and I'm sure each time you think about it, it messes your own day. But so that our viewers would also know, okay, because understand, because behind the camera, we had a discussion, and you said there are different ways that the women all abuse the men. Yeah. And there was a particular story that you talked about. The woman would hurt the man and begin to scream. So that people can know the mechanism. So that we can know the different mechanism.
Yes.
Different ways.
And for those cases, it's very important that I say to men, we have a lot of very silent, anonymous programs where you can get help. This one particular case, I was supposed to meet them today. This has been going on for like years. Both of them are. One is a celebrity, but when you're married to a celebrity, you now become like a celebrity too. Yeah. The woman drugs the husband, abuses the husband, but she even pays blogs to accuse the husband of being what he's not. So that's a mess. Yes, and then the latest one she does now is she would drug him when he sleeps. She's beating him, and then she's shouting, "Neighbors, help me, help me."
Is she okay psychologically?
That's the thing.
The wife's cousin now is worried because this man is like their family helper. And he's like, this man is going to die. And then all of us that are benefiting, so that one now videoed the whole thing, forcing the man now to agree to talk. But the man's point is, his livelihood is from perception of people on social media. And so he cannot. And the woman is saying, if you talk about it, everybody will know that you're using the Nigerian word woman rapper. And his case is one that is very fresh. But we've had cases like that year in, year out. I remember when Osinachi died.
Exactly.
A lot of people were saying, why didn't Osinachi leave?
Speak out.
Why didn't she speak out? But the problem is, would the church have accepted her if she had
culture of silence?
We make it, and then they always say, "Atlanta, you are happily married, though, and you want us not to be married." But my point is, marriage. I say it all the time. Marriage is not a certificate to heaven.
Exactly.
Staying in an unhealthy marriage because of your children, when your children are at risk, very crazy. We have mothers that have beaten and abused their children because they have transferred aggression.
Yeah.
So for those same children that they say they are staying for, they end up hurting.
Vicious
Hurt people
circle
hurt
of people,
others.
yeah.
That's the circle. So I want to just plead with you. Like, there are structures, there are programs, they are available. We have anonymous reporting circles. And thank God now, we can actually institute cases, the state, against your abuser without you coming to court. Talk to somebody. Let's stop the abuse. That man that raped you 20 years ago, because nobody arrested him, the odds are he's going to rape your daughter, your granddaughter. Because pedophiles don't outgrow the tendency to be attracted to children. They just outgrow their victims. They don't outgrow all of
the urge and everything.
the urges and all of that. And you know, someone who is being abused, we that we're doing the work, we don't have the funding. We cannot do the advert, but you know we're doing the work. Programs like this, support these programs, back them up, and then you see someone that is really doing work in the community. We need to understand that collaboration is the key for us to reach out. Most of the great work I do is because there are a lot of these little NGOs that I know they don't have the money, but I know people that if I call 12 midnight, I'm going for rescue, they will jump, they will enter the vehicle, they will go. Problem is, for us to do some rescues, you have to do mobilization money. You have to run. I don't know how much you're spending on diesel. I know what we are spending in our shelters, our center, and all of that. So to run all of this takes a whole lot. But if we stop, a lot of people will be abused. Whether you're a child, you're a woman, you're a man, whoever you are, your abuse is valid. You don't need anybody to believe your story because we did not experience it. We don't need to understand you to fight for you. Know that your case might seem worse because you're yet to hear other people's story. And even if you don't want to share a story with anybody, come to one of our programs, listen to other people's story, and I challenge you. You'll see that if they can get help, you can get help too. The change that you want to see in Nigeria actually begins with you having a very, very sound mental health. For you to be healthy mentally, you need to have an emotional safe space. For you to live in an emotional safe space, you need to know what you deserve and to know that your past does not define you. The fact that he is your financial provider does not mean that he has your life. Become economically empowered. Come for our programs. Let's empower you. Truth is, a lot of men who say they have anger issues that beat their wives only beat their wives because they know their wives cannot go anywhere because they control the money. That man that has anger issues, when he meets a soldier outside, he doesn't slap the soldier when the soldier steps on him. Again. But he beats his wife because he knows the wife has nowhere to go. When you have the money to as your wife and as a wife and the husband cannot afford, we're helpmates. We said something jokingly, this generation doesn't want to stay married. Marriage is not just about money. Maybe for some of us that made all of our money and then we met some people that were also comfortable financially. I've learned that I am alive with all my mental health issues, with all my physiological issues, my health issues. I'm alive. I'm now a mother of two because I married the right person. That support, there's companionship, there's someone to push you, there's someone to stop you when you're going somewhere, and that's that mutual support. If it's just transactional, the moment the wallet is dry, you forget everything goes. So we need to change that. You don't have to marry because you're 30. Get married because you're ready to build a future with someone where you are as important as the other person. And if you cannot do it, don't pay. There's also a trend of buying husbands, putting husbands on salary, marrying them. So you have social media weddings. Don't do it. It's true. If we start that show now, it will not work. It's another topic. Yes, it's where you have to do it.
We have to bring it.
Because what happened on Saturday?
No, don't go there. Don't off your mic.
But I beg you, you as a woman, you're not defined by the rings on your finger. You're defined the value and your children. Protect your children. Don't say because your mother beat you, you are abusing your child. No. Let your hurt stop with you. Relearn. Change your parenting style. If your children cannot confide in you, they are confiding in their abusers. So make sure, get the help of psychologists. If you can pay for a psychiatrist, get a psychiatrist. get a psychologist. The way you can pay for new clothes. At the end of every year, just get an evaluation. Yourself, you know something is wrong with you. You cannot place your finger. Let the professionals do that. I have a therapist. You should too.
Wow.
Yes,
We all need therapy.
Yes, we all do. We all do. And with the crazy work I do, if I don't have a therapist.
No, you will not be now.
Yes, so we all do. Yes.
Auntie Landa, I
Thank
just
you
want to
for
say
having
thank you
me.
for being part of our program.
Thank you, love.
Part 1 and part 2. This is the
I'm more
concluding
past
aspect.
coming.
Yes. I'm more, of course, I'm more past
Because they are
coming.
only part 2.
Yes, so really appreciate you.
I'm
Have
going to
said a
ask for
whole
more.
lot. You said a whole lot. I'm sure that you've actually opened the minds of people that listen.
To have the conversations.
Yes, because you must actually have conversations around these
Yes.
matters. Well, maybe next time we'll talk about the government when we sit again,
Yes.
discuss their
And it
role.
should be very soon.
Yeah.
We
When
can
the
move our
role
ministry to her place.
Discuss
It's
the
not
role,
too
okay?
far.
So thank you so much, and we
Yes.
look forward to seeing you again. And to have just asked, I'm sure you have heard it all from Auntie Landa. I don't need to say much anymore. If you want, I'm just telling everyone, if you think you have a challenge, or you know somebody who is going through sexual and gender-based violence, rape, so many things going on, and you need to speak to somebody, you can actually just anonymous send us a mail on the physicians, or Google Yolanda, George.
Antlanda.
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 Google
Yes.
Antlanda and send her an email, or you can just call. There are numbers there.
We have toll-free numbers,
Yes.
and then we come to you too. So
Yeah.
any time of the night, you can be rescued at 2 a.m. Let us know whether we can call you back, or you turn on your location and we track you. So we have rescue teams, 200 in Lagos, and they are ready to reach out to you.
Don't die in silence. Speak
Yes,
out.
please.
If you were abused and you are hurting, you have a voice. Speak out.
Even if it happened 20 years ago or 50 years ago,
And this
just
is
talk
the time
about it to
you want
someone.
Because the
Yes,
health
it's your
consequences will
time.
not
Yes.
leave until
Yes.
you speak out.
Yes,
It has effect. So thank you very much for being part of our program. We told you much earlier, the physicians will always bring the best. Don't always miss it. So till next time, my name remains Dr. Martina Agbere.
I don't know what to say, but I feel like getting up and giving you a rib cracking hug right now. We do that, off air. Thank you very much.
Thank you so
Dr.
much, my
Yolanda.
love.
Thank
Always a
you.
pleasure.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure.
To our viewers, this is a platform where you get the right information. The physicians aim to help to reduce, if possible, eliminate misinformation and disinformation when it comes to health-related problems and health-related matters. Always, please keep a date with us. We air our program 7:30 p.m. West African time, which is Nigerian time, on DSTV channel 369 every Saturday, which is a premium time, and is repeated every Wednesday morning by 9:30 a.m. West African time. And if you missed it, there's no problem. Go to our YouTube page, The Physicians NG, and binge on all this, over 200 videos there. The way you Netflix and chill, The Physicians and chill, or the right information, and be rest assured you'll be highly empowered, because an empowered mind is a great mind, and a great mind, there's nothing like impossible in his or her book. My name is still Dr. Memuna Yusuf Kadri. Thank you, and remember.
Every day and in every way, enjoy that I find support. No matter the role you play, nutrient pack supplement for you and me. In your body, that I fight you.
Darvite nutritional supplement is loaded with essential multivitamins, minerals, and natural ingredients that helps you to be at your best. Darvite from LB Pharma. Darvite, love yourself.